is on Wednesday. Topic summary 1, including inflation. Today I'm going to finish off inflation. As you know, because of express class, I cannot finish or cover all. But I think I can cover today by the day. Don't worry. Right. If next week we cannot finish unemployment, we'll see. Then only we'll see whether we should postpone. Oh, maybe we should postpone it. Yeah. Then I do a paper one. Everyone come, right? After that, next week, 29 it will be 29 it will be face to face, right? Everyone come and write for me so that I can mark. Ui, sure, not bad. Okay.
Today, Miss Kelly gave me the test paper 2 was very stressful.
Why? Long time never see paper, is it?
It's a just primary school.
Yes.
Sir, I'm here.
Why?
I want to ask you for this Wednesday, we need to come to campus, or we can also deduct remarks.
This Wednesday is a lockdown. Lockdown browser.
Only lockdown.
Yeah, multiple choice only. I thought you all like multiple choice.
Stay home.
Like multiple choice, no? Do you like multiple choice?
No, multiple choice is hard.
Huh? Wait until the last one.
Then how is it at home? Okay.
No. Have to come. 1 hour usually we can do all at home. Only half hour usually you have to come. Half hour. Okay? Then maybe we should maintain week 9 so that half hour I monitor you all, then half hour I monitor them. So it's fair. Topical summary, both topical summary is 5%. Fair, right? I monitor you all do multiple choice. I monitor them do essay. So that they feel more stress. Seeing it. We'll see. Right? This is the topical summary 1. Week 8. We will cover topic 2 multiplier and topic 3 inflation. Although it's topic 2 multiplier, it also means that it will somehow cover a little bit of that equations and the one that you did before, the national income equivalent, because otherwise you cannot derive your multiplier, right? So it's 5%. Hang on. Right, it's only half hour, 30 minutes. Includes multiple choice and multiple answer, which is your favorite multiple answer. And marks will be shown very soon. For the how many question, yeah, it will be, wait, why I never hide this? It will be 10 question only, right? So that you don't GG straight away. It's 9 multiple choice and 1 multiple answer. So there's less stress for you, right? Because you need to prepare to face some stress for the last one. Last one is progress review 2. It can be the most challenging one, not the hard one. Not hard, it's just challenging.
So what's the difference?
The difference is challenge is more like a good word. You embrace the challenge, right? Hard is more like a diminishing your confidence type of word, right? Hard will say, oh my god, so hard, right? Challenge is let's embrace this challenge. Wouldn't you agree? It's a better word, right? So, 25 minutes only I said, 25 minutes, but I still give you the limits of 30 lah. Since I'm a real linear lecturer, 5 minutes for technical difficulties, right? And that's all. Very simple. Multiple choice. Any question? Lockdown browser. Chapter 2 multiplier. Until inflation. Which is, yeah, exactly. We are going to finish it right now. All right. So we are still in the measurement here. Today we're going to finish off discussion and the diagrams. Then you're good to go. All right. Let's dive into. Already done this measurement, right? Done this, right? Any question on this? Yes.
Class, because one, we're going to bring the topical summary, we believe it's fully online or stay.
Which one? Which one? Which one?
For this coming Wednesday.
This Wednesday. This Wednesday one, you all have to come.
Yeah, for us, we are supposed to come, but then because we have an exam like last time, Thursday.
That one is for progress review. Progress review is 1 hour, you can stay at home.
So now we just.
Topic is half hour, come in, right? Follow the rules, okay? Because it's only 1/2 hour, another 1.5 hour I'm going to teach anyway, yeah, right? I don't like to use the word teach, to share my knowledge, right? Now educate also no. Who like to be educated? Do you like to be educated by your mom? No. Who like to be taught by someone? No, right? Knowledge sharing session will continue, right? To discover new knowledge, right? If your mother educate you, counsel you, do you like your mother sit there looking at you, talk about stories and blah 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 for 5 hours? What? Yes.
So you teach first and then at the end to the topical summary or topical summary.
Yours is what part?
Sir?
Yours is what? 8:30. 8:30, 10:30, yeah. The last half hour. You want to do it at 8:30?
No.
I can do that.
We teach first, and then we start.
I'm a very flexible lecturer, I told you before.
That's right.
Even you want to do it now spontaneously, it's already done. I can do it. I can just make it appear. Give you the password. We can start. Seriously, right? So any question on the CPI, the 7 steps? Maybe one of the question is asked you to rank order the 7 steps. Who knows, right? You know, arrange the order accordingly. Who knows?
I'm still a bit confused on the first step that we do.
Regimen. Regimen means find what goods and services to put in the basket. That's all. Right? For example, hey, where's my? Oh, I did not plot. Today's what lecture?
22, I think.
22. Lecture 22, 13, June. How many of you actually refer back to the whiteboard? Actually, do I really need to keep the whiteboard? One. Okay, then I continue keep. Otherwise it will reduce the efficiency, right? What you want? Black color, red color. Too light. For gold color, no one said gold color is a. Oh, never mind. Gold color is bright. It's shiny. Okay, everyone likes gold, right? Anyone? Okay, let's continue. I told you before, it depends on different countries' consumption pattern, right? What they like to eat, not you, but the entire economy. What do they like to eat? What do they like to use, right? For example, in Australia, they might put wheat bix, the most disgusting thing. Last time there was one student say he eat wheat bix for lunch. I was like, wheat bix? You know what's wheat bix? Oh my god, it's like a piece of dry leaves packed together, and it's a very healthy type of wheat bix. You know, I have to show you that wheat bix. When I was in New Zealand, I was like eating that. I was like eating root. You know, wheat bix. It's a very healthy type of food. Very healthy type of food. Then you just mix it with milk. Suddenly the dry leaves will become moisturized, become like leaves. the worst food. For example, Australia might put wheat bix because they eat it every day. It's very healthy, right? Malaysian, like me, oh, suddenly I become Malaysian. No. I don't want to be Malaysian. I want to migrate. Anyway, Malaysian like you may think that this is like deep. Yeah, so it's not inside a basket. Does that make sense? Make sense? Right. Every time I see this, I have nightmare. I try it once. After that, I throw it the back. Wasting food. So bad. Okay, that is the regimen part. For the formula, okay, you must remember two formula. One is to calculate the CPI. Once we have the CPI, then only we can calculate the inflation rate. Right? CPI formula is just AE of the current. Oh, this one not right now. AE of the current divided by the AE of basket, the base year basket, right? Base year. I also told you that we need a base year. The base year usually is year 2000, right? So Given this exercise, please tell me the CPI for 2017 and 2018 using this formula. I give you 30 seconds. Faster. Done?
105.
105.
Which one? 2017 or 18? Never read instruction properly.
2018 is 105.
2018.
Yeah.
2018 is 105. Okay.
2017 is 100.
100. Why? Why 2017 is 100?
That's the base year, sir.
Because it's the base year. Base year is always 100. Why always 100? Because
It's the base
I'm
year.
just using the cost of the same year divided by the cost of same year, so you get 1 times 100. Okay. Last time I will show you the index
Formula.
harga pengguna. Is it something like that? I can't remember. Sorry, I'm very bad in my Malay.
Still got secret that one.
Yep. So this one, that's why sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, as you know, your lecturer is very cunning. Hopefully you know by now, your lecturer is not a straightforward person. Right. I'm still straight, but not straightforward. Right.
And we also know you don't have the luxury of time.
Yeah, always don't have luxury of time, seriously. Okay, so sometimes we just give you this. Then you have to calculate based on the base year. And you should know where is the base year. Even I never tell you where is the base year. Does it make sense? Yeah, as long as you can see the value 100, it means that that year is the base year. This goes without saying, right? Last time your senior raised up the hand in the exam hall. This one has not enough information. I don't know how to do. That's nonsense. Should be this one you never study, so you don't know how to do, right? I never give you not enough information. I give you more than sufficient information. Okay, that is for base year. All right. So next step, calculate inflation rate. Inflation rate formula is percentage. Please change this. But I want the inflation rate for 2018. What's the inflation rate? How to change it into percentage form?
Divided by.
You see? Is this the maths class or what? What is the percentage formula? Times 100, that's all. Percentage formula.
Divide by 100 times 100. Divide by something times 100.
How to find, how do you get?
Divide by the base year over times 100.
Normal maths percentage formula.
Change of something. Or change of something over the original times 100.
Yeah. There. You don't know. I need to tell you, right? It is always what I told before. For inflation, we use the CPI 1 minus CPI 0 divided by CPI 0 times 100. Where you go divide by 100? Where is the divide by 100? Always keep on telling me divide by 100, divide by 100, right? Percent, right? Inflation rate. Rate is what? Percentage. When you see the word rate in economics, it means percentage. Actually, it means for everything as well, but right? So, yes, you're right. Yes, Aisha or Yasmin. Because there's one no Aisha, Yasmin, one no Yasmin. So I'm a little bit confused sometimes. What should I call you really? Not this one. No wonder. Yep, you're right, Aisha. All right. It's 5%. Does it make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. The next thing you need to take note of, for those who think you are very smart, that one, especially, take note. This is the trap that most of you that think you're very smart will fall into, right? A lot of students, they think they are very smart. So what they do, they know that this base here is always 100. So they straight away take the shortcut way, which is CPI 1 minus CPI 0. Straight away get the answer. This one only works for 1 year after the base year. Does it make sense? I know it doesn't make sense to you. Never mind, let me show you. Right, just now I have what? 105, right? Minus 100, right? Base year, ma. If 2007 is base year, divided by 100 times 100, right? They know that this one will cancel out, ma.
Yeah.
So they always use this shortcut way, no? They say we take this minus the base year to get the inflation rate. This one only can be applicable for 1 year after base year.
1 year.
Yep. 2 years after base year, it cannot be done. For example, just now CPI 2017 is 100, right? CPI of 2018 is 105. What if now I give you CPI of 2019 is 110? What is the inflation rate? Please count now and let me know. What's the inflation rate?
10.
Exactly. Taking the shortcut, gone.
But I use the multiplier of the rate.
Still wrong. Take a look.
5%.
5% also wrong. Two wrong. Okay.
Which year? 2018.
What's the inflation?
4.76%.
Sorry?
Make sense?
Oh,
Which is the wasted?
1 year is
Sorry?
so 2019 minus 2018 about 2000. So 5. So 19 and 17, right? 5 over 19 and 17, right? 19 and 18.
Looking at the comment, how you forget percentage change again?
CPI 1 minus CPI 0 over CPI.
Yeah. So means 1 year before only, right?
Hmm.
Some students, X1, go and minus the base year, then get 10%. X smart, I never say you're not smart, Never say, okay. No offense. Some people get 5%, why? They straight take the shortcut way. Just like what I tell you, 110 minus 105. They also get the shortcut way. Also wrong, right? Does it make sense? Actually, the correct answer should be 4.76%. Because 1 year after the base year, you can use the shortcut way, like I say, right? 2 years after, I'm not asking you to minus base year divided by base year. I'm asking you to minus 1 year before only. Make sense?
So you tell us which.
We will see, we will see.
So then we fail. So then you know what you want.
So what about CPI 2016? It's 97, for example. What's the percentage? What's the inflation rate?
Or what?
Inflation rate for 2017.
3.1%.
Correct? The rest? Keep on. 3.09%. Correct? Fangxi? Correct.
1 year base now. So 100 minus 97 over 97.
Which one are 97 minus 100?
1 year before is on the bottom one, or not bottom, on the right hand side, or 1 year before on the left hand side when you want to do percentage change.
The biggest minus.
Biggest minus smallest one. So why 97 minus 100? Make sense?
Makes sense.
Again, this proves what? Ladies and gentlemen, this proves that 1 year before base year also you cannot use the shortcut, right? For those who think that you're smart, remember that. So that is for percentage for inflation rate, right? The correct answer should be, if we put in terms of general terms, it should be like that, right? CPIT minus CPIT minus 1 divided by CPIT minus 1, which is 1 year before. They never ask for base year. This formula don't have base year. All right, times 100%. Why does not have base year? Because coincidentally, that year is a base year. That's all. Make sense? Make sense? All right. So, in the real world, this one will be the CPI basket, right? What we did is we always fix the quantity because we want to measure the price changes. If the quantity also change, means two variables is changing, we cannot do. In economics, we always assume there's variables. CPI can be negative value. No, CPI, the maximum is 0, but inflation can be negative value. Does it make sense? CPI is always something times something. The maximum you can get is 0 times 0, 0 quantity, for example, right? If you don't have 0, then times the, and if everything is also 0, times the price, it will get 0. So after you do calculation later on, it may become 0, right? Because if this one is AE, this one is AE, right? If some gets 0, then another one, it will be, chances are the year before also it will be 0. Why? Because if you cannot afford to buy anything, in the end, the price is too high until no quantity. That is hyperinflation. The year before, maybe you can also buy anything. So, right, something like that. But the inflation rate can be negative. Inflation rate, because the CPI of 2018 can be lesser than CPI of 2017. That is what we call deflation. Make sense? That's what we call deflation. There are 4 types of inflation you need to take note, actually. Since you already asked that question, thank you for the question, Xinghui. 4 types of question. Why this projector is not very good, not very clear, right?
So we need to use a darker color.
Lighter, right?
Darker.
This one?
Because when you use a very light color, you can see.
All right. So there are 4 types of inflation that you need to take note, ladies and gentlemen. First one, inflation. Second one, hyperinflation. Third one, disinflation. Fourth one, deflation. All of them represent different things. All right. Inflation means normal, right? Normal. Whatever you think positive value is considered inflation. Hyperinflation means greater than maybe 100% of inflation, or 1000%, depends on which country you want to compare with. If you compare to Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka, you know Sri Lanka case? Sorry, I asked the wrong question again. You don't know Sri Lanka? Do you know this country, Sri Lanka?
Yes.
You know, right? Almost something like Greece already. But okay, since you don't really know, I just show you Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe currency is the worst currency in the world, right? So this Zimbabwe currency, can you see? Zimbabwe currency, how big is this amount?
20 billion.
20 billion for them is normal, right? You know 20 billion can buy out 100 trillion. You see the amount? 100 trillion, right?
Isn't that the monopoly that we play?
Yeah, almost. You know can buy what not?
You can buy bread.
100 trillion can buy 3 eggs only. So they are considered the poor trillionaire, right? Anyone cannot find a job? Change all your Malaysian currency to Zimbabwe? You can become trillionaire straight away, right? But you cannot even afford to buy 3 eggs, right? And how they carry their money? This is how they do their shopping every day. Can you see that, ladies and gentlemen? They do their grocery shopping like that every day. They don't know what's a wallet. Everyone carry a trolley to buy stuff. Because 1 trillion can only buy 3 eggs. So they need a lot. It looks more like old newspaper. That makes sense? Yeah. Looks like old newspaper, right? This is how they carry their money every day.
Why
Right.
don't they shift to like smaller money piece?
Because they keep on print. They keep on print to pay off their debt.
The population very high.
Malaysia is going to be like that very soon. Congratulations. Huh? It's not about population high or wrong. Or not. It's about government policy. They do it correctly or not. Right? Sri Lanka also doing like that or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to see the worst one? Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is always the best example for hyperinflation. Right? Look at the toilet. The poster or banner outside of the toilet. What they put? No cardboard, no cloth, no Zimbabwean dollars, and no newspaper. Because
They use
using Zimbabwean dollars is cheaper than using toilet paper. That's why they use Zimbabwean dollar to wipe their buttocks. Can you imagine that? Water also very expensive. But Zimbabwean dollar is very cheap. This is how bad is the hyperinflation. Because the government don't know how to control. Print until the value of the money gone to the ground, right? Almost zero. That's why, right? This is Zimbabwe. Okay, this is hypercurrency. Hyperinflation.
If they want to buy a car, they need to take.
They have to now change to US dollar to preserve.
Cambodia also like that was.
Yeah, Cambodia still okay. That one is because they're poor to begin with. Zimbabwe is because of the policy, right? And they also use Zimbabwean currency to print, because they say it's cheaper to print on the money than buying a new paper to print stuff, right? This is Zimbabwean currency. So that one is hyperinflation. That one may be greater than 100%, 1000%. If you want to look at Zimbabwe inflation, right? Yeah, Farah was like, what? Zimbabwe inflation last time it used to be like, for them, 800% is nothing. 833.53% for 1 month is nothing, right? For 1 year is like few thousand percent, and the government haven't compounding it daily. They just compound yearly. You know the compounding effect. If they compound daily and put in the newspaper and let people see, it will be even worse, right? That's because they bully people that don't know compounding effect. Not you lah. You're so smart. You all know compounding, right? You all know that formula, right? Don't need me to teach you, right? Okay, that is Zimbabwe. Sri Lanka also quite bad lah. Sri Lanka nowadays. Sri Lanka is, people have to fight for food really. They have to kill each other to almost. Inflation okay, but their shortage of food is like staggering, very scary, right? This is the first time like me, they start to hit 39. Later on you will see 50, later it will be 100, then 1000. And same goes to your country. All these baboons don't even know how to build a football field properly. Football field now becomes swimming pool. Do you know the news? Recently, the match between Malaysia and which country? Bara, yeah. Then it's raining, you know, Malaysia, right? Then the governments are just like the guys here. short-sighted, only focus on appearance, never focus on the inner side. They don't have a drainage system for the field. So it's now become a swimming pool. This type of politicians. Yes, what you want to ask?
So, future will also go to another sometime.
Both wisely. Because of which one you will, they are all the same. So
Just the way that of the what
Yeah.
different only.
how many of them actually know what's economics? How many of them know what is the difference between inflation and disinflation? Politicians, same thing. Right? What's disinflation? Disinflation means inflation of this year still positive, but lesser than inflation of last year. The one in disinflation. Good lah. For citizens are good. For government is not good. I'll tell you why later. Deflation is negative inflation. These are the 4 types. Right?
Is it possible?
As a citizen, I hope that we can achieve negative inflation. But the government always say that positive, stable inflation is better. That's why I shared with you last time. You see, I share with you, not I teach you. That's why I share with you between 1 and 3%. That is they say, not me. Right? For me, 0 or negative is better.
So, for the disinflation, that between that this year inflation is bigger.
Lesser. As long as, for example, this is inflation rate, right? This percentage, right? This is a histogram, right? This inflation, this is time, for example. Histogram, you all know, right? This year inflation is, last year inflation is 2021 is like that, right? If this year inflation is like that, this one is inflation on it, normal. Make sense? This one is inflation. If it is lesser, it's still positive, 2023 is like that, lesser than previous one is disinflation. Make sense? If it's like that, then it's deflation. Negative percentage. Okay? It's something that you need to take note. Okay, continue with our basket. Oh my god, we just spent too much time on basket and on inflation types. Right? So just assume there are only three goods that they produce, and people consume these 3. Right? Very simple. We fix the quantity because we want to measure price changes. Like what I say, ceteris paribus, we cannot analyze 2 things together. If quantity also change, price also change. How do we know? Later the price changes is based on quantity or based on price, right? So we fix the quantity. Normally they will take the average of what the consumers always consume, right? Year 2018, for example, the price is 40, 1.2, and 20. Depends on different units, kilo, liters, or months, right? 2017 is the base year, so we put the 2017 on the side. The price is 32, 1, and 15, right? For example, how do we get AE? AE or cost, they are the same. Expenditure is cost, right? AE and cost is the same. How do we get AE for 2018? 20 kilo times 40, we get 800. All right? 150 times 1.2, we get 180. 12 times 20, we get 240. Same for 2017. 40 times 32 times 20. 32 times 20, yep. 32 times 20. I removed this. Cannot find. Cut. All right. 20 times 32, we get 640. 150 times 1, we get 150. 12 times 15, we get 180. So this one will be AE for 2018. This one will be AE for 27. Very clear? Very clear? Maybe I give you this table to count in multiple choice. Find the CPI, find the inflation, right? Tell me what's in the basket. No, this impossible. I'll give you this. Tell me what is in the basket. Too easy already, right? So then we get the CPI. CPI need the base year. CPI formula need base year. Inflation percentage don't need base year. Right? CPI need base year. So assuming 2017 is base year, we just need to minus off, right? So 1220, you know, minus the base year 2017. No, this is CPI, sorry, don't need the minus. CPI 1220 divided by 970 times 100, then is 126. What's the inflation rate for 2018? Just by looking, what is the percentage for 2018? 26%. Because 1 year after I can use the shortcut. Make sense? I don't need to tell you other things. I just need to tell you this one is basically you should be able to find the inflation rate. Okay? So this one, the column number, which is this one, in case you don't know, you want to refer back, I follow the accounting method, right? I put the column number here, so you can refer back, like which one times which one is equals to which one, right? You learned accounting like that, right? Your lectures will put column 1, 2, 3, right? No. Don't know.
No.
Never learned accounting. Very cool. Good for you. Wise choice.
No,
Account.
I learned, but I didn't know the way that you tell you.
Don't know. The teacher never teach. Wow, your lecturer never even label the column for you, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
She checked our balance sheet pretty well.
Yeah, but how you know if you forgot how to count, then how to refer back? Refer back to the formula. So sad. Okay, this is generalized form. Just need to know which one times which one equals to which one. Now we go to effects. Ooh, finally effects. Okay. Don't worry, we can finish this for topical summary 1. Effects of inflation, which one you don't understand? Wow, cannot. Oh. Okay. Then I explain one by one. So bear with me. Okay, don't say I'm too loud, whatever. Now, okay. First one, external instability. When we talk about external, right, the only two things you need to link is import and exports. That's all. As long as you can link to these two to show how it is not stable, then it's effects of inflation. So what I mean by that, for example, when there's inflation, so now it's when there is inflation, because we are talking about effects. So we have to put behind the inflation. When we talk about causes, so must be in front of the inflation. Does it make sense to you? Causes, because of something, so inflation happened. Right? When we talk about effects, because of inflation, so something happened. Does it make sense to you? Another thing that I want you all, like especially Malaysian Chinese, to know is the difference between effect and effect. You know the difference or not?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Means something.
Effect is cause. Effect is as a result. Does that make sense? A lot of your seniors, just because one letter difference, give me entire wrong story. Does that make sense? Hey, wake up, away. You know, your eyes dry lah. What happened? Too early, you sleep today? How early you sleep today? How early you 7 a.m. wake up? No, what I mean is what time you slept? Wow, 1 hour in the morning you already slept. So good are you? Okay, so we have to link to export or import. So Pay attention to this segment. I'm going to be very, very fast so that someone eyes is not too dry. Right. So for exports, right, because of inflation, right, what happened to exports? Export go down. Why go down? Exports are mostly local goods. So for other countries, they see that our price increase, they'll buy lesser. Make sense? Imports will increase. Why?
Expensive, so we buy others country goods.
That makes sense? Because of inflation, local goods appear to be more expensive. They will switch to cheaper substitutes, hence imported products. Does it make sense? Right? Notice I never talk about consumption. Right? Don't talk about consumption because I'm not talking about C, I'm talking about external instability. Because of that, X is less than M, leading to instability. Make sense? We want to aim for what? X equals to M. Balance. Make sense? Next. Sorry, what's your question?
I mean, like, is C one of the things that affect or is it affect?
C is Malaysian buying Malaysian good. That one will be recorded in C. Right? A lot of your seniors also, they always did wrongly. They thought exports is Malaysian buying. No. It's Malaysian selling, right? Then they go and record in X. So they say export increase whatever. No, right? It's not related. Whatever you buy as a Malaysian, and if you're Malaysian and buy local goods, Malaysian good, is recorded in C. Right? Make sense? If you're Malaysian, you buy other countries' good, is recorded as M. Malaysian cannot affect exports. Other countries can affect our exports. Right? Make sense? But indirectly, Malaysian can still affect export using inflation, using political, blah, 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 and so on, right? Next one is business confidence falls. Obviously, due to inflation, as you can see, if you are in Zimbabwe right now, are you confident to invest in that?
It depends.
Maybe yes.
First day you convert your currency to Zimbabwean dollar, is 1 trillion. Next day it becomes 2 trillion. Wow. Third day become 3 trillion. So happy, right? But you cannot even buy a brick to build your shop. Third one, income distribution. This one refers to local first. Local first. Local. Right? This one is the same thing. This one is foreign. Almost the same thing. Next one is inequality of income. So inflation, obviously. Actually, this one I can talk like half hour. But I don't have the luxury of time, as you know. So let's make it short. Why inflation will lead to increase in income gap? Why? Any idea?
Because of inflation, the poor people they need to buy the thing with the higher price. So means their income.
First thing is the most direct one, like what you say, right? Because cost of living increase, the poor have to spend more or even use their savings. Yeah, become the savings. So they become poorer. But the rich is affected or not? Not affected. Okay? Other ways are like, first thing, if inflation goes up, means water bill, electricity bill, all the utilities go up, and labor wages also go up. Which one I can cut? Cut labor. Who is the labor? Poor or rich? Poor. So this one become poorer. Right? Is the rich affected? No, I still maintain my profit margin. Make sense? I still maintain 20%. Chicken shortage, right? I still want to earn 20%, for example. So I just mark up. Now 20%. Oh, not our fault because of chicken shortage. Government fault. Government say not our fault because of Russia. Russia say not their fault. They themselves go and print money. Everyone say it's everyone's fault, right? This is politician, right? Third way, inflation means what? Property price also go up. Does it make sense? Who has more property? The rich or the poor? So if the rich during inflation they sell more property, will they become richer? Yeah. I still get more cash, but I did not sell, just imagine, right? But my property value all gone up. My factory price gone up. Make sense? I become richer. The poor have how many property? Zero, or under the bridge, live under the bridge. Unless you call the under the bridge is a property, or public toilet is a property, then yes, they have a property, right? They become poorer. Number 4, inflation increase. You see, I can count like 20 scenarios. That's why if two students come to me and say, we just coincidentally write the same story. How true is that? Can you imagine that? Number 4, inflation increase also means what? Stock price increase. Make sense or not? Who has more stocks? The rich. The poor got stock. What is a stock? Can eat a stock, right? Exactly. So still the rich become richer, the poor become poorer. I can still write 16 over scenarios, but due to I don't have the luxury of time, just stop at here. Right? Does it make sense? Make sense or not? I can write number 5. Never mind. Just go. Okay, next one is industrial disputes. Industrial dispute depends on the long time ago. Have you heard of the chopstick story? Like the united become stronger. If it's not united, then become like very fragile. The chopstick story. You know, it's like they just want to promote unity is better, lah. You know what I mean? Unity is better. Okay or not? So it's something similar. If there's like, for example, due to inflation, right? You can see when I talk about effects, I always because of inflation, due to inflation, since inflation, right? Due to inflation, and one labor, only one worker, learn economics before, go and ask boss, hello boss, you know inflation is going up. Wow, talking like wow, very knowledgeable. But our wage hasn't go up yet. Can you match the inflation for our wage? Like according to inflation rate, can we increase our wage? But this you're only one labor. What will the boss say to you?
I'm not able to say you.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, I cannot.
Maybe hire more people.
Or maybe
They will say what?
Because you wanted
Stay or leave. That's all. Stay or leave. Right? If you want to stay, you stay. If you don't want to leave. Because it's only one worker. Oh, thank you, thank you. Naisha Yasmin also use the Malay proverb that I haven't seen for like
Wow, this one.
quite many years already lah.
bersatu.
Kita tegur,
Yeah.
kita ngomong.
Okay. So sorry for international student. I didn't mean to bring up BM, but there is. Thank you. But anyway, thank you. Right. Good. So at least some of you who are good in Malay can refer to that, right? For me, I only know I dincang tidak akan pak. That's all. Okay. Next one. What if all the labels form a union known as labor union? Then they go and talk to the boss. If you don't want to increase our salary, tomorrow no one is going to work. Then the boss become panic because all this business they sign contract like and what date I have to deliver how many products and services, right? To another party, right? If one day they never open the factory, they cannot deliver the products and services. They have to pay compensation, right? So if all the laborers are united and they say to the boss, what will the boss say? Okay. If they say not okay, that is where we have industrial disputes. Okay, they will have strikes. Suddenly the boss, Ferrari, will have one tire lesser. Suddenly the engine is lost. Suddenly the mirror has some cracks. Right, that is only the minor things. What if they go and kill someone, you know, right? How many of you like one story? I don't have time for story, but okay. One of my engineer friends, right, last time worked in a factory, right? Is an E&E, electrical, right? So one day all the machines cannot be switched on. They cannot find any reason for that. So the entire day, the workers don't need to work. Actually, it's one of the worker. You know the socket, right? There are 3 lines. This one is the earth line, right? The workers switch the cable from earth to fire, fire to earth. This is because the factory owner never increased their salary, so they don't want to work. But they don't want to do it violently, so they do it politely. Right? They switch the socket just like that. The entire factory's machine cannot on for that day. Right? They switch the earth one to the fire one, the fire to the earth one. That's all. Right? Some can be like that, but it's still disruption. Correct, for the economy and the factories. Okay. This one is more important because this one is the new knowledge for you. Taxation receipt rights. Okay, listen properly, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you a very simple example, right? How many of you know Daiso Japan? You know Daiso Japan? Anyone don't know? Like, oh, maybe Miss Cow. Miss Cow, you don't know Daiso, right? Hey, Miss Cow is here, man. Just like Mark absent, eh?
She didn't reply, so you expect her absent.
Miss Cow, are you absent? Only Miss Cow can reply. Eh? Let's see Miss Cow answer or not. Because I marked her as absent. Yeah, I think she's absent. Very good.
No, sir, I'm here. I'll call me.
You're here? When? Starting when? You know, I prefer to trust my students. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, Miss Cow, not that I don't trust you, but I just follow the majority. They asked me to check the attendance. They are very bad classmates. So when? Like when? The question is when? I can also say I saw you like 3 years ago. Make sense? Miss Cow. Oh, Miss Cow was here like since 1 p.m. But why I never? No, she never replied for like half hour. Line not good lah. Okay lah. I always trust my students. You see how lenient am I? Right. Okay, Miss Cow. You know Daiso Japan? Just imagine Daiso Japan is the $5 store, the $2 store, all this cheap stuff, right? Right. Before inflation, Daiso Japan used to sell at 5 ringgit. Before inflation, 5 ringgit. They used to start with 5 ringgit. Oh, now only you know. Never buy stuff before inflation. Okay. Never mind. This is not what we want to argue. Never mind. We just go through. The GST that time was 6%. What's the tax? Tax amount? GST 6%. What's the tax amount? Like that also need to count, y'all. 5, 6, 30, right? Huh? Hey, okay. 3 cents. 3 cents? 30 cents, right? Hey, you see, trust student, you see? 30 cents. See, see the magic, ladies and gentlemen? After that, they increased the price. Now it became 5 ringgit 90 cents. Is it still 5 ringgit 90 cents? Just imagine this is SSD, okay, still 6%. What is the new tax? $36. How much? 354 lah. More accurate. Since you like accurate, don't worry. I know how to do calculation. Right, 6954 ma. Right, 354. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? The government never increased the tax, but because of inflation, oh my god, my goosebumps. Because of inflation, they have more revenue. That is just for one good. Can you imagine that? That is why government like inflation. Government say to maintain good economy is between 1 and 3%. For me, it's nonsense. Who pay more? Government only collect. Government pay for what?
The government still have to pay for the public goods, right? Public goods, they still have to
Pay for public goods, right?
They still have to pay for it, right?
Yeah, but they collect more or they pay more?
They pay more.
They collect more.
Makes sense.
Right? This is just for one good. Imagine inflation now, like Zimbabwe is 1,000%. Every day they collect 1,000% more of tax revenue. Right? That's why the government like inflation. Consumers should like deflation. Right? But the government always cycle you to think that positive, stable inflation is good. But actually, deflation is better for consumers, right? Just think about, for example, now we talk about income tax, right? Income tax in Malaysia is a progressive tax system, but I'm not going to cover progressive tax. Just imagine 0 to 1,000, 0 to 2,499, don't need to pay tax, 0%. Then you X smart, no? I can't remember. Need to pay 30%. You go and X smart, no? Initially what? Your salary is 2,499. Then you say, hey boss, due to inflation, can you increase my salary? So boss, okay, I increase your salary to 2,500. Initially 2,499, increase already, 1 ringgit. Then suddenly you need to pay tax, income tax. So again, due to inflation, income tax increase. Make sense? Because you want to adjust your problem, right? What about corporate tax? For corporate tax, tax is based on what? Sales revenue. Tax is based on sales revenue.
Not based on the profit that they earn.
Yeah. How you get a profit? From revenue, right? Revenue minus expenses, right? So we just talk about total revenue. Don't worry lah. Accounting I can cover, don't worry. But I don't have the luxury of time, right? So total revenue is from what? What's the formula? You all don't know. I thought you all do maths, commerce maths.
Minus expenditure.
That one is accounting lah. Maths one. Maths total revenue is what?
The quantity that you sell.
P times.
P times.
Don't know.
P times Q.
You don't know this?
Yeah.
I thought I teach you all in micro as well. Oh my god, seriously. So total revenue is like that. It's based on, then after that they of course they do minus all their expenses and then they get profit then tax, right? What increase? Price increase. What happened to the revenue? increase, how much tax they need to pay? Even the tax remain, for example, 40%. They have to pay more tax because of price increase, right? Then they say, wow, C increase, I increase. Our economy is very good, because we have to pay more and buy more, right? All these are nonsense. So this is why inflation in economics is also known as invisible tax, right? A lot of citizens that, like 99% of the citizens, they never learn economics. They thought inflation is caused by don't know whatever, right? Actually, it's not true. Actually, it's all caused by government, so the government can collect more tax. Make sense? So next time, go and scold your politicians for printing money, right? Why they print so much money? Because they don't have enough money. Print more money, give your money, they spend the economy, then the tax also increase, then they have double tax. Inflation also increase. Then they can tax you and inflation you. Does it make sense?
Any year that they got deflation.
Deflation only happens during long time ago, during Great Depression, 1930s, or a little bit during the financial crisis, mortgage financial crisis, that the one that I say I scolded my mother quite a few times that day, you know. After a few years, it was like, just imagine the property price is lower, loan is lower, don't want to let me buy. Right. Asian parents are. Go back and scold parents are, they never. Oh my god.
You want to go for a funeral or anything?
Go to a funeral. Even funeral price also increase. That's the problem. Right? So your parents won't dare to kill you because they know funeral expense is also very high now. Right. Huh?
Now you spend money for food.
Fire, and just fire, and then you keep into the top.
Fire also very expensive.
Yes.
You know how much is the cremation? Expensive, you know.
Yeah, very expensive.
Unless they don't even want to buy coffin, then you win already.
That one don't need money.
Yeah, whatever. Why don't you just throw you in jungle and let the animal eat you? At least it's more economical, first thing. And it's recyclable, or no bad. It's
You drive
fit into ecosystem, no pollution, or better.
you drive to the jungle also need petrol.
Never mind lah. Even though you throw near the road, also the crowd is going to finish it for you, right? Right. So that is for effects. Last one is expectation. Again, you see, expectation is very important, right? I told you before. It's like magic. Expectation can be in causes. It can also be in effects. So if you run out of things to write expectation, but make sure you write properly, because I want so that expectation of inflation increase in here. Previously in causes is because of expectation of inflation, so there's inflation. Now is because of inflation, so there's expectation of inflation, right? How to do the story? Just like the Zimbabwe case. If I expect inflation of 1000% tomorrow, what do I do now? I run to the grocery store. This is what they do. They are paid daily, by the way. Zimbabwean, they are paid daily. After work, they have to rush to the grocery store and buy stuff. Otherwise, tomorrow it will cost more. Right? Buys today. Then what happened? Inflation will go up. And if inflation as a result in the future. Make sense?
So is there a way to stop this
Yeah.
cover in chapter?
Ruin the government. Yeah. The reality is that government is here to do bad, not to do good for the citizens. Right?
So mean that if
Free market is the best. Free market. Free market.
so mean if the inflation is continue 1000, basically forever the cycle will be 1000.
No. I will expect even more. If today is 1000, tomorrow I will expect maybe 2000.
which means it will never stop.
Hyper. Okay. US also started that cycle already. US last time I told you, right, aim for. People want to lower down, they aim for 3%. Initially they are 1.something%. But because they say this one like that economy cannot grow, they want to aim for 3%. Now they are in 8.5% already.
Normal income.
But they still don't want to reduce their interest rate. They still don't want to increase their interest rate. Right? This stupid government, all this. Oh, sorry. STUPID government. I cannot say the word stupid. Oh, so sorry. All right. The more income, the more tax government collect. Yep. Akiba, you're right. And yes, Jensen, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Okay, so there are 4 ways to control inflation. Should we have a break first? Or let me finish this, then only we have break. I think let's just finish this before we have break. Because the first 2 you already know one. I don't need to repeat. Contractionary, you know, right? Don't need me to repeat. How many of you need me to repeat? Online students? Come in 1 if you need me to repeat. Contractionary. No need, right? The next 2 is the new one, right? External policies means, like what I say, when you see the word external, regardless of solution, regardless of causes, effects, link it to export and imports. I'm sure some of you can get it right, right? External policy means what? If there is inflation in local, the government just need to import more goods. How to import? Reduce the quotas. Means that more people can import their goods and services, right? Does it make sense? So that we can buy imports. Because if the price is the same, how many of you would choose locals? Or how many of you would choose imports? Which one will you choose? Of course, we will buy imports. Right? So when no one is going to buy local, what happened to the price of local? Decrease. Do you mind if I share you another story? Although I don't have much time. Can continue story. Okay. When I was in New Zealand, okay. When I was in New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen, I went to do bungee jumping. All right. I went to do bungee jumping. So of course my parents say, no, don't do it. It's very risky, very dangerous. I say, huh. Ask you to help me to buy house the one to buy. Now you expect me to listen to you. Nonsense. I cut off the phone. So when I was about to jump, right? So this Kiwi, New Zealanders call themselves Kiwis, right? This Kiwi tie me up with the rubber, you know, so that I can do the jumping. Tie me up, right? Very tight already. When I was about to jump, suddenly he said, don't worry, mates. No, Kiwi slang. Don't worry, mates. Mates means mate lah, group mate, the mate lah. Don't worry, mates. This is high quality rubber. I was like, okay. It is from Malaysia. I was like, what? You know, instead of leaping forward, I leap backwards. This shows how not confident am I with my country's product. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I leap backward. Initially, I was about to jump. Then it took me like another 10 minutes to build up the mental preparation again, and then leap. Obviously, I have to leap up. Because in the end, I saw the one before me. If I don't jump right, they will push me anyway. Because they tie me up. They don't want to untie me. And I don't pay for that. I was like, you should have told me earlier. If I were to know it's from Malaysia, the rubber, I wouldn't have even buy a package. Nonsense, right? This shows how, as a Malaysian, how not confident am I with the local products. So if I were given the chance to choose between imported and local, and the price is almost the same, obviously I'm going to choose imports. And the local sales, the demand goes down, right? I'm just talking about some normal goods, that's why I use the word demand. Then the price will go down, then everything will go down. Then the price level will go down. Make sense? Make sense?
Yeah.
So this is how But I don't think, I think most of the citizens, they also think like that. Yeah. If you ask Miss Cow, Miss Cow, Miss Cow, are you there? Do you like China products? Are you confident with China products, Miss Cow? What phone are you using? Chances are it's iPhone. I don't. Okay, never mind. Miss Cow, are you there? Miss Cow, hello. You see, Miss Cow? You see? What phone you're using? Miss Cow, which type of phone are you using? Like what brand? Oh, Huawei, not bad. Still choose back China products. Huh? Huh? Well, how do you know?
That time we share screen.
But your laptop is Apple. She said, okay. That's why you see. The last one is microeconomic reform refers to microeconomics. You have to have some microeconomics knowledge to use this solution, right? But don't worry, you're way better than your government already, because after this subject, right, I think most of you will be a better politician, right? So when the government intervene, how they intervene by using this microeconomic reform is actually they just need to increase competition, right? If there's an inflation rate, for example, inflation may be due to monopoly. Maybe due to monopoly. Due to there's only one firm controlling the water supply. So the water price is very high. What happened? We just need to bring in a competition to break it down, right? In order to break a monopoly, you need to bring another monopoly from other countries. Make sense? How can you fight a monopoly? Normal shop cannot. Family-owned business cannot fight a monopoly. Bringing another monopoly from overseas. Then they will have to compete. Then they have to lower down the price. Then inflation solve. Hurry, pay attention. Hey-yo. Right? Make sense? Increase price level. Decrease price level. Right? That's the way to bring in the monopoly, to break a monopoly. This is to decrease inflation. Any question on this? No? Cool. Okay, let's have a break. Then we will jump straight to unemployment. I already opened up unemployment, right? Pre-class unemployment done. So the next one is you have to do pre-class for chapter 4. I'll open it up. Pre-class for chapter 4, same, you just study some ebooks, then you're able to do that. Okay, bye.